Everybody, it's the Iron Sun, and I'm gonna give a mild rant. Um, Before I go into that rant, I'm gonna go find some interesting videos that might actually support what I'm gonna talk about. Let's see. Let's see. Hmm. Holy shit! I want to hear what this guy has to say, so I'll put it up. All right, thingamajigger. By the way, for anyone watching, this is just something I found that I thought was interesting. It's brand new to me. I'm just gonna watch it. It's outside of the realm of what I wanted to talk about with my rant, but I'm gonna put it up just to see what he's on about. So, for anyone in the truther community, a lot of times the truthers they'll talk about how men aren't stepping up and men aren't being men. Um, what we've gotten to a point in time where guys are so jaded that um, you're not really going to see a lot of stepping up and you're not going to really see a lot of stepping out for a lot of reasons. We already know, there's what estrogen mimicking hormones inside of plastics. inside of food. That's one issue. But then you have, men that were raised by mothers and taught feminine modalities by women, especially in schools, because in schools you have predominantly female teachers. So most of the people that men have learned from have been females. So the issue is you get men who are resentful of this, and this is kind of what it creates. It leads to this. This is the counteracting to feminism is guys going MGTOW, red pill, and stuff like that. A lot of truthers don't really know about red pill or MGTOW, which is kind of interesting because they're red pilling. Truthers are red pilling people in a very interesting way, but they kind of forget. They kind of are kind of oblivious to a lot of different things, namely these issues. You can kind of see the jadedness, the anger. I'm not saying he's wrong, because there is a such thing as righteous anger. It's anger coming from a rightful place. Um, yeah, this is kind of the common male experience. And what I'm look, I'm not really supporting people to stay victims and stuff on my channel. I want people to know the people who come to my channel. I want them to know the problem and know how to get out of it. I think a way you can get out of the jadedness, to at least heal some of the things you've gone through, like from the male experience, and actually get to a point where you can, because guys like this, let's say he says, okay, I need to do something to stop all this stuff that's happening. He goes to the gym and lifts stuff like that and changes his appearance, and he suddenly gets a lot of attention from women. A lot of that resentment, a lot of that anger is still not going to go anywhere. You see guys like this on the internet, who had it difficult with women before they started lifting, but now it's easy. Um, it puts women in a very precarious situation because it's like, yeah, if you're not going to do right by the guy, don't go up to him. Don't sell him a bill of goods because he's been both up and down. So you might be walking into a minefield with that. So one thing I wanted to bring up about it, he's talking about reciprocity. It used to be that men had a role and women had a role, and you had reciprocity from both sides. Man would give, the woman would give. There'd be give and take. Um, what has happened in America is that a lot of that give and take, a lot of that reciprocity has been kind of turned to a more one-sided way of things in the dating realm, in the relationship realm. It's been kind of geared more towards women in terms of like power and their ability to, you know, get what they want. Now, granted, you do have males who have, very, you have high earning males, maybe the top 10, 15% who can get their way, but the average man in a relationship game, dating game, whatever you want to call it, is kind of facing some very terrible odds. I'm not saying that you can't try. It's just, the odds are kind of, they're not in your favor at the moment if you want to go down those realms. And there's a lot of institutions that make it difficult for a guy to succeed in a marriage, for example, even in stay in a stable relationship. Like, for example, girls' night out. That's a common issue that a lot of guys are dealing with. A lot of guys don't really know how to navigate. I can say I was new to that as well. Um, I'm new to that myself. There's a lot of things that guys have to learn to navigate from other guys, um, because a lot of women, some truthers say that women speak out and they'll tell the truth. It's like maybe on those particular issues, I'm not really seeing it. I'm seeing more guys stepping out. So I think it must be a niche thing where women are stepping out in certain areas. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and get into my rant because I've noticed if things are too long, a lot of times people won't really divest, they won't really indulge the information. So I'll try to keep it short. All right. So here's my rant. So this is a thought. I was thinking, I was watching a video with Mike Jaco and some ladies on his channel, and he was kind of going over how men aren't men anymore. And in the same way, he was saying women need to be strong too, which here's my issue with some of that. I notice on some content creators' channels, they don't seem to have the ability to criticize their female audience. And I'm guessing it's probably because you have men who have criticizing that audience would kind of alienate that audience, would end up, making them leave, turn away and leave. You get several different guys that do that. You get Derek Jackson, he was big. Steve Harvey, he did it. Most of those guys' audiences were females, but then the motivation for what they were doing, in my opinion, was largely for money. So I'm not saying that J. Cole is motivated by money, but it's just kind of annoying sometimes hearing, oh yeah, the women are stepping out, but then the guys aren't. I think a lot of times guys, our idealistic, more protective, our protective instincts towards women, it kind of, this is my opinion, it drives us to basically we're naturally simps. Um, it's a terrible thing. A lot of guys get ragged on for being simps, but I'm really starting to think that all guys were simps. Like a lot of guys were simps, at least from the start. It doesn't help that a lot of guys are raised by their mothers, so they end up learning to supplicate to women. But um, yeah, um, I mean, how do you combat that? Honestly, how do you combat your protective instincts um, compelling you to protect a woman from any type of criticism, needed criticism, any type of course correction of her behavior or behavior of women in general, um, any type of admonition of how they're functioning in their own realm, in the feminine, saying, hey, yeah, we need women to do activism and stuff, but we also need women to be mothers. We need women to be, helpmates. We need women to be feminine. The world has a whole lot of masculine already. We need more feminine women because people are going to need healing. People are going to need nurturing when they figure out what's been going on in the country. When we figure out some of the things that are going to come out, people are going to need nurturing. They're going to need healing, and then nurturing, healing, and that comes from the maternal, which is feminine. which women are kind of failing at that right now because they're kind of being told to reject their power. Um, yeah, but look, to the women who are truthers, who are getting the message out, and who are doing their honest part, good on them. But most women, I gotta be honest, as much as y'all rag on the guys in this movement, as much as you rag on the guys and say, hey, we need more guys to step up because they're being pansies and not being men, you know. By the way, shaming isn't gonna work. It's not gonna get anyone to actually listen to you. Just kind of keep that in understand that shaming men is not gonna work, especially like imagine shaming a beaten dog. Yeah, it's a big dog, but the dog is basically just sitting on the corner. It's just sitting there, sitting in its anger and its frustration. And you're throwing that same energy at it, and it's just like, well, fuck you. I'm not doing anything. Oh, you think I'm not a man, really? I'm not a man. Oh, I guess you're the man now because you're the man with tits, right? Because you don't even want to be a woman. I mean, there's a lot of. I'm frustrated because here's where I think the frustration is coming from. There's a lot of confusion on both sides. Men don't really know how to be men, and women don't know how to be women. But what's interesting is even in the truther community where they know that the family has basically been broken up and males have been pitted against females, they praise females for being masculine. But then they wonder, wait, why are the men being weak? It's an energetic thing. It's an energetic vacuum. The women are more masculine. The men are naturally going to be more feminine. So collectively, that has an effect on the men. It has an effect on the women. So if collectively the men decided to be more masculine, what would happen? The women would become more feminine. So these particular laws of the universe is not something that can be ignored. And a lot of people, they reject the idea of feminine and masculine, but it's in literally every aspect of everything we come in contact with. Yeah, this is super short. I might do some small segments, breaking up messages that I have on my channel. I might have to adopt the idea of TikTok because people's attention spans are low. I'm gonna go into it a little more, and then I'm gonna stop. So, I think men's intentions, some of them in the truther community, is good. You have some men like Scott McKay and um, Mike Jaco who are pushing some good stuff. I think Scott McKay understands a little better than Mike Jaco because I was watching a video and he was saying women are being forced to be or being drawn are being pushed towards masculinity and men are being pushed towards femininity. And Jaco was saying right before that, women are strong. We have strong women. He's like, and we need more strong women. That's good. That's beautiful. It's like, come on, dude. We don't need any more strong women. You mean strong, like masculine women? And you want masculine guys, right? What guy is gonna wanna fight for a masculine woman? I mean, you have to answer that. I know you can't answer that. Guys fight for what's sacred. I did a video on this. We fight for creatures. We fight for things that can't fight for themselves. That's where you see the masculine really shine. Yeah, it's a very protective energy. It's a very ordered energy. Um, but you really want to see guys fight. You want to see the real fury that can come from a man. Then you take a creature that can't defend itself and you treat it like shit and have a guy walk and come into the path of what's happened. That's where you see the true nature of the masculine. Um, but we don't fight for things that can fend for themselves. So if you want us to fight for strong women, forget it. But you have to understand, guys like Mike Jaco, He's, I mean, you can almost call him a blue pill alpha. Like, and this is no shade. Like, the guy is like a legit warfighter. It's awesome and everything, but some of his opinions, I just kind of, come on, dude. You'd be like, oh my god, yeah, I love strong women. Like, come on, dude. Come on, give me a break. Yeah, you love strong women, but you wouldn't want to fuck your wife if she was stronger than you. Not physically. You like your wife because she's feminine. That's just my thought. I could be completely wrong. This isn't designed to be a long stream, by the way, for anyone that's here. This is just me sharing my thoughts. There's some people out there who know deeper truths and they're spreading messages, but even in spreading their messages, they're still circulating the same lies, which I think is kind of counterproductive. It's kind of annoying. On the positive side, I think Mike Jacob's doing some wonderful stuff. I think Scott McKay, I'm a big fan of his. So Patriot Street Fighters out there, y'all keep fighting. Keep spreading the message. Keep doing things that lead to the ultimate good. Um, this is my particular niche in this fight. I want to work towards solving this issue. This is my piece to the puzzle. Um, but I understand that there are larger things that are going on right now. Um, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in this country, and we're kind of having a revolution, so to speak. So, yeah, while that's happening, though, we kind of got to we have to find out who we are, and we have to realize that a lot of it was stripped from us. And we have to know also that, like, everybody's shit stinks. Women, men, in the United States, you got women who knowingly went with feminism, who knowingly went against their men, took their men's jobs, decided to go against the grain of how the traditional family worked. You had men who walked out on their partners, who um, who allowed feminism to happen, and who allowed the universities um, to come up with these programs that would basically teach women to hate men. Um, yeah, so I mean, everyone's shit stinks. That's all I'm getting at. Like, yeah, we can praise the women who actually make a difference, and we can praise the men, but let's leave it at that. I mean, I give a fuck if mainly men do this or mainly women do that. If we actually see a man and a woman, either or, doing a righteous thing, a good thing, good. That's what's up. Um, but this whole, hey, you need to step up because this side is stepping up thing, it's not going to help. And I would wager to say that some people who are stepping up, they're in that situation because they were called to do that. Someone literally called them on a phone and said, "Hey, we need you to train. We need you to do this, and if you do it, it would be great." And they agreed to do it. You got a lot of men out there who are looking for a mission. They're looking for something to do. They're aimless. Um, you want to appeal to them, appeal to that inner sense of mission, that inner need to be a man, to have a purpose, um, and say, hey, you know how you're aimless and wandering around right now? I understand that a lot of things have been stripped from you, but right now this is a purpose you can grab onto, and I can promise you that this is something that will reward all of you deeply for grabbing onto this purpose. You will be part of a greater good. That's something that can appeal to men. Being part of a greater good, something sacred. That's what we fight for. Um, no man wants to fight for just because someone's telling him he should. You have men go off to wars and die for that kind of thing, and that's not something I don't think. As a man, I only want to die for something that I actually think is sacred. That's it. I don't want to die for anything else. If it's not sacred, I'm not dying for it. That's just me. Um, to all the truthers and everyone out there, this is more of a criticism, just a way for us to get better about how we do things. I know my channel's not particularly large, but I think a lot of y'all are doing great things. But I just stop with the bullshit. And if I'm bullshitting, call me out on my bullshit. Anyways, so men's idealistic protective instincts often keep us from giving women their proper criticism. It oftentimes keeps us from keeping women on the straight and narrow because those protective instincts, um, a lot of times it shields women from their own inconsistencies. It shields them from accountability. Um, yeah, family I think was the most important thing for men and women because it gave us a reason to be good. We had to be good so that our children would be good and so that their children would be good, right? Now that a lot of the family is broken up, we have a lot of selfishness um, being rated in both of the sexes, and both of us are to blame. I don't think one or the other should be lambasted too heavily. But the criticism, if it's true, it's due where it's due. And the realities of the world and how it works, that's something we have to understand and respect. It's mainly what I wanted to say in this one. I'm actually going to do a couple of small segments after this. Probably make a couple of quick videos because for some reason YouTube seems to respond to that. So I also might create a BitChute in the future. But yeah. Anyways. Yep, absolutely. So y'all check it out. Hopefully I can get some more views to my channel. And if not, I don't know, we're still gonna keep rolling. Y'all stay safe out there. There's gonna be some interesting stuff to happen in July. Y'all have to keep track on the news, keep track of what's going on. There's a lot of stuff going on, like with buildings in a certain state. There's a lot of stuff going on with, I don't know if I can see the E word. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's a recount. Read between the lines there. Yeah. Stick around. Again, to the women who are actually going out there, who are going to school meetings and going to meetings and, talking, sharing their truth, stuff like that, more power to you. This isn't something to admonish you. This is more against the spirit of that same thing that led to feminism, that same thing that's leading to an arrogance in women. It's leading to a heavy degree of masculinity in them that's kind of destroying the balance between men and women. That's what I'm arguing against. I'm not arguing against that mama bear that need to go out and defend their own children, just children in general. Because women do have an instinct to protect children and the young. That's what their instincts compel them to do. The thing is, as men, we have the instinct to protect women and children. So our instincts are all encompassing, which is largely why a lot of them rely on us, even if they don't say it. But yeah, they can only rely on us if we're strong. So I would say be strong. Steer clear of the victim narrative. Steer clear of the, I mean, look in the mirror. There's a lot of issues. Just on an individual level, there's a lot of issues that men could solve ourselves if we were honest. Like with the guy in the video I showed you who said women don't care. I understand his frustrations, but look, he probably wants to just lay a lot of women. Solution, body gain. He could lose a lot of the fat in his face. Dude could bulk up. He could look pretty. He could end up looking pretty good. Just saying. I think I'm gonna start branching out so my channel can get bigger. But even if it doesn't, um, this is my message, and I'm gonna stay on my rock, and I'm gonna share my message. I might start doing I might have what was I gonna say? I know I'm gonna do short videos. I don't know what I was gonna say. So the gist of this video or this stream is that sometimes men, because of our instincts, because of how we are, we can't stand to see women criticized and looked at so critically. We can't stand to see a scalpel taken to a woman and her being revealed for what she is. There's no shortage of reveals for what we are or what our instincts are or what they can compel us to do in certain situations. There's no shortage of that. I think we need balance out there. I'm not calling for anything crazy. I'm just saying we need to have accountability on both sides. You know, that's my message, y'all.